Why do you think Spooks is still so popular after so long?
Well, if I knew why Spooks was still popular, let alone first popular, then I'd probably be running BBC television, because nobody really knows. You can guess at it, really. You know, there are obvious attractions in the show. The current themes and the way it's shot, the slick camera work and fabulous acting. But really nobody knows. We've just gelled, you know, we've been lucky, and that's the elusive ingredient in all film and television, is magic, and it either happens or it doesn't.
Are you surprised that they keep coming up with more storylines that we haven't seen before?
It's a constant surprise to me. I mean, you know, we are running out of stories. We've done every known radical terrorist group as a feature story, and we really are. We'll have to go back to the beginning, I think, if we were to continue.
What do you think is going to happen now Lucas has died and is out of the picture?
Well, there are several possibilities. I don't know as yet, because we haven't started the next series. We start next month, and it could go either way. They don't tell me. They keep me completely in the dark, which has its good points and bad points. But I'm optimistic that we'll be able to, as we have done in the past, go from strength to strength. I mean, it's never really peaked and fallen off. It's always just gone up and up and up, and hopefully we won't be hoisted by our own petard on that level, because the bar's quite high now, so we've got to make that jump.
Obviously it's not scared of killing its characters off, but Harry's stuck around. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's largely to do with the fact that I'm in middle age, and young actors tend to think there's a whole world out there for them to conquer. I certainly did, and I know it's been true of the youngsters who've come and gone. They've wanted to move on to other things, but to be honest, I've been very happy to be in a high-quality TV show right through middle age, which is a tricky time for not only for men but for actors as well.
In the last series, you started to see a bit more of Harry and Ruth's relationship. Can you talk us a little bit about that, where you see that going? Yeah,
well, I mean, that's Harry and Ruth. One of the great sagas, really. It was never scripted, that storyline, by the way. That was Nicola Walker and I who made that up, just with holding a look too long and a little bit of flirting. It was kind of flirting on set, off camera, that kind of spilled over into the characters, and the writers picked up on that. But it's too delicious, will they, won't they, to stop that. You know, we have strung that out quite a long time now. Maybe this year there might be a happy event.
Do you think he's sort of started to have more ethical worries about his job?
Yeah, that comes with age. You know, the recognition that he's a tool of the state is probably jarring a little bit, as his ethics do come to the fore, which they do in humans. When you reach a certain age, there's an evaluation of where you are and who you are takes place, and I think that's probably happened to Harry, and he doesn't really like all the things about where he is.
Have any real spies come up to you and given you any feedback on the show?
Well, we had famously one MI5 officer who was retired, who was the technical advisor on the first series, but everything I asked him, he said, "I'm sorry, that's an official secret." So it was kind of redundant quite quickly. But that's been great, because that's freed us up to, you can't do any research because there's nothing available. By its very nature, it's a secret service, so they're not interested in sharing what it's like behind the scenes. So that allows you to make it up, which we've done with some success, I think.
Do you think it's important that the scenarios that happen in the show are things that could happen in real life, that are quite realistic? Do you think that's one of the reasons it's been a success?
Yeah, I think it is quite important, because then it has an immediate relevance, and obviously you can glamorise that and sex it up and make it, as we frequently do, highly implausible. You know, turn a legitimate threat into something that's high octane hokum. So I nearly said high octane high camp, then I didn't mean that. High octane hokum. But that's the nature of television. You know, you've got to make it interesting and watchable, and that's what it is. It's an entertainment show. You know, it's never pretended to be a factual rendition of life at MI5.